Hey, back live again. Super excited to be here again. I know I keep saying that. I might need a better intro. Maybe I'll YouTube search like how to have a great intro or ideal YouTube intro. I'm sure they're all just trying to game the system to hit some milestone like 15 seconds, 30 seconds before people bail, but there's probably something to be gained there. So I'll commit to doing that. Hi, my name is Wayne Pelletier, and I think this is the 25th episode. And today I want to talk about Profit First, the book, but really the system and what I gained from it. I don't have an affiliate link. I listened to the audiobook in Apple Books. I don't think they have an affiliate program. If they do, I am unawares. It really just is about a transition and a change that happened in me and in my relationship with the business. The first couple of years, like I explained a few videos back, when I first started the business, 2020, January, I went into the year saying, all right, we're going to figure out if we can make this work. And it was take all comers, do anything that was within my skill set that would get me paid, get some contracts, get some projects, get some work going, and just prove that I could earn a living running this business. And that became true very quickly. But one thing that was a bit of a mess or difficult for me to get my head around was all of the cash flow going into one account and paying all the bills from that account and paying myself and paying my team. And to be honest, for the first 2 years, maybe more, 2.5 years, I was getting lucky by getting it right a little bit here and there, but sometimes getting it a bit wrong. I would underpay myself and have some cash in the business, which is great. Or I would overpay myself or subscribe to some tools that put the cash position of the business at risk. And what I didn't have was a system. Now, I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not good at keeping the books. I'm certainly, sure as hell, not an accountant. And I got some feedback from my accountant that, here are ways that you can do this and that and the other and to think about it. But I came up as a designer. I am awful in a spreadsheet. You don't want to see me in Excel or numbers trying to do very complicated things, functions, and it just kicks up my anxiety. I'm not good at repetitive tasks. I'm not good at anything that requires that kind of focus to repetitiveness for accuracy. And getting my head around budgeting and building a budget. I can build a budget, that's fine, but I struggled to accurately deploy it or to pivot. And so there were times when I was undercompensating myself or underfunding operations, and that got frustrating and difficult. And I had anxiety tied to that. So that's where the book, I was unaware of the book Profit First until I went to a Mind Your Own Business, a conference in Atlanta hosted by David C. Baker, and Mike Michalowicz, the author of Profit First book, was keynote speaker, I believe, or the first session. And he broke down the Profit First system and the theories behind how the system works and all of the benefits of it. Obviously, he's a big fan. He wrote the book. I made some notes. After the conference, I sat down, watched a few YouTube videos about the process. There are explainer videos out there, and they're all pretty good. They're not as thorough from a narrative standpoint as the actual book, but you can get the idea. I mean, when you're done watching this, go run a search for it. Once I understood and started making notes around how the system works, and it's dead simple system, I went and listened to the audiobook, and then it connected some more dots for me. And ever since I have run this system in the business, I have had a dramatic increase in the confidence to pay myself a certain amount or to save a certain amount for profit or for taxes or for operations. So, and those are the buckets. The way it works is there are 5 accounts, and I don't need a graphic here. I do, you know what I do have? Check this out. Book cover. Pretty spiffy, right? Graphics. So that's just the cover. So you identified it if you run a search. It works kind of like email, to be honest with you. The system is you have an inbox account, a checking account, could be savings account, whatever you want. Like you set up an inbox account, and literally I call mine inbox. Like it's not rocket surgery. And all of the inbound cash from all of the payment methods, they dump into that. And then there's an automation that happens every Monday morning, 12:01 a.m. I think it is. I'm sleeping. The automation runs, and it puts a percentage of the money in the inbox account every Monday into operations, taxes, profit, and owner's compensation. Now, the owner's compensation one is the priority, I would say, for me, because I run a small business and things are fairly lean. And the profit one stacks up, and then every couple of months, I decide what to do with that cash. If I need to fund operations a little more, I'll do that. If I just want to pay myself or someone on the team that amount of money or some of that money, or if I want to move some of it into taxes, I can, or make an investment in professional growth and learning by taking a course to do something better in the business. All of that is open. That is discretionary. And the amounts, actually, I think I have the amounts. Let me run a quick search in notes. Profit first. I know this is such good YouTube. First. Now, I think my percentages run it's like 55%. I can't find it rapidly. Fail. Hashtag YouTube fail. It's like 55% or 57% go into operations. And then I think 10% into taxes and profit, and then like 40% for owner's compensation or something. It's largely operations and owner's compensation, and then taxes and profit kind of just collect. Those are savings accounts that earn interest. I bank over at Relay Fi, so it's like pretty good savings account. Not the best, but good savings account interest. So it's nice it does collect, some pocket change and interest. So the confidence that I have now that operations are funded, my compensation is going to be accurate, and it changed my relationship with the business. It removed anxiety. So now when I feel like the ratio is off, every 3 months I have a calendar item that says check profit first ratios. That's it. And I sit down and I look at how those things are funded. Usually I try to find a way to cut costs or two, cut a couple things out if they're not necessary, and then check that ratio to say, all right, if operations needs to be funded more or doesn't need to be funded quite as strong, and move more into profit or owner's comp or taxes, whatever. So that is nice to just check in on. And I've really come to appreciate the confidence that it gave me in the business and how it's changed me. Like I would just say that book changed me. Now I'm thinking like, oh, can I do this in my personal life? Can I have like a funded account that then automatically distributes cash to other accounts that pay specific bills and pay them in silo? But You can also see how that would get pretty bananas pretty quickly. Like you can't have, maybe you can, I don't know, I never thought of it, like an account for every single bill that you pay, especially not on the personal front, because the number of bills is, it's just personal expenses are just more complex. With business, I just need to pay for a few things, few tools and apps. Personally, you've got water, gas, electricity, car, food, dog food, clothing. There's so many things we got to fund, right? So I've thought about it that way from a personal standpoint. Like, can I fund an account with like split those things up into categories like utilities, function, household, personal, whatever. So maybe I'll do it that way. I'm like ideating as I go here. Far out. All right. So I have a confession. I suppose I'll call it a confession. I did not achieve my primary objective, my goal, my most important thing that I wanted to achieve last week, that I committed to, which was creating a system to generate shorts from these videos so that I could publish some shorts and do some things to try and raise awareness and grow this channel. And, you know, of course I wanted to grow. I'm here. But I did not complete that. And to be honest with you, I barely even sat with it. So maybe it wasn't the priority I thought it needed to be. But to be honest, I think we're just looking at another Cobblers kids have no shoes situation. Operations, we'll call it fulfillment, client, customer fulfillment, really has been busy the last couple of weeks. So I know they're not great excuses, and I absolutely can and should build a system. So what it made me do Friday, when I realized I wasn't going to achieve my objective, my goal, my most important thing for the week, I took a hard look at my perfect week in my calendar, and I made some adjustments to the amount of time I spend with both marketing content and with fulfillment. And hopefully, if I stick to those this week, that adjustment should help me this week and in the coming weeks do a better job of accomplishing both. You know, this is not unique to me. We have all struggled in the past with separating working on the business and working in the business. And this is just that evergreen dilemma. I don't anticipate ever getting it right. I'm not sure that's realistic, but I do think that I can tweak my perfect week calendar to make the discipline of following through with each one of those commitments a little more accurate. I don't know how to say that. I guess that's it. So this week, I do want to accomplish last week's objective. I do think it's important to have that system of shorts. And like I said, I don't think it's a huge lift. I use Descript, and I'll put a link to Descript in the bottom if you're not sure what it is. But it has AI tools in it built in to say, give me the 5 most profound things I said as YouTube shorts, and it'll just bang those out. Subjective, whether or not those are any good. So sometimes you've got to run that a couple of times. If a good one comes out, save that one first and then run another search. Highly recommend. You don't want to lose that last one because you might not get it back exactly the way it was built. So that's my Descript tip of the day. I plan to follow through with that objective this week. I do think it is important. The other one is email automation, and I want to do this in 2 places. I want to do a better job of notifications. Like tomorrow is the last Tuesday of the month. It is a benefit call, sort of a marketing, what do I call it? The monthly marketing momentum call that all of my subscription clients have access to. And we get on the call. Last time I talked about some of the things that I've been doing with AI to try and spark inspiration for them. And tomorrow's call, I don't really have a topic yet, but I will by then. It's it's really an AMA for people to say what's happening online. These folks run successful businesses and they're not watching trends in marketing on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or anything the way I am. So that is a call that I know some of them have found valuable. So I want to keep that going. And I want automation. I don't want to write that email every single month. And I want automation for my course at WaynePelletier.com. I subscribe to the an upgraded email marketing plan inside of Squarespace for that site. So I want to build some automation in there to say, hey, you've been in the course now for 3 days or whatever I choose for is that timing. How's it going? You have any questions? Let me know if I can help you. Just seems natural. And then the other subscriber emails I want to create are on ResonantPixel.co. I want to change the onboarding email sequence a little bit. With right now it's automated, but it's started manually, and I want it to start automated right from the get. So those emails are largely written already. It's more just a function thing that I need to update in there. They've been adding email automation tools like gangbusters in there lately, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the simplification. So those are the things I want to get done this week. It's my commitment, and I plan on doing it. Like I said, I'll make a note to add the Descript link in the description so that hopefully you find that useful if you're not familiar with the tool. I was chatting with somebody yesterday about a campfire about how you could do certain things inside of it. And he pulled out his phone and started making notes. Not everybody's aware, even if I think they might be. So it's probably better to not assume so much and just cover my bases. So that's that struggle bus. I could whine about allergies, but who cares? I would say I'm ready for a great week. I'm excited for a great week. There's a lot to do, so let's go get it. And I will see you back here on Wednesday. New topic. Maybe I'll tell you how the monthly marketing momentum call went. And maybe I'll share that format. That might be a cool topic to cover. So if you have questions about that or anything else or anything I covered in here, leave a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you subscribe, you get notified before or as we go live with this. I know I get the email, and I think that it's helpful. So we didn't have anybody show up in here. I think that's only happened a couple times, and that's fine. We'll get there. But I was thinking that if the goal of this is to be an AMA, ask me anything, sorry, acronyms. I think the shorts are going to be important. I think the shorts are the thing that's going to drive people in here to ask the questions. And I know this is a crappy time, 11 a.m. Everybody's busy. They're at work. So I'm open to moving that around too, but I don't think yet that's necessary. I'd hate for this to be at a point in time during the day when someone on the east or west couldn't log in because it was an unreasonable time. And I think 11 a.m. is still fairly reasonable because it's 8 a.m. in the west. So something to think on. Anyway, I can't believe I made a profit first book conversation or chat go 19 whole ass minutes. Oh, well, I did take the last 5 to talk about missed objectives and my objectives for this week. So here we are. Listen, I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, like I said, and leave a comment. Call me names, whatever you want to do. Pick on my hair. I don't care. I will talk to you Wednesday. Peace.